Hello everyone, welcome to the Rendered Image Show. How you guys doing tonight? My name is Tyler Babb, I am your host. And I'm gonna pause that, come on. Because I don't want to hear myself talk. Welcome to the Rendered Image Show. I'm your host, Tyler Babb. This is where we talk about movies and movie news. If you're new here, drop a like, hit subscribe. It's going to be fun. I need to tilt my camera up just a little bit so you can see my face. Yes. I hope everyone's having a great Thursday evening. I hope everyone's had a great week. Welcome to the stream. We got some cool stories. We're going to be talking WandVision. Obviously, it's in the thumbnail, so you've seen it. Got an interesting story about a cocaine bear. That's going to be intriguing. And a couple other stories that just broke. I'm obviously going to run out of water. I just scarfed down some popcorn right before the stream because I was hungry and I didn't want to eat on the stream. So, you know, that's what we do. But welcome. So I'm going to let people kind of come in a little bit maybe, and who knows, filter in before we kind of start. But yeah, this is you know, we're a brand new channel, and so we are fairly new to the game of live streaming. My camera, I wish I was able to get my other camera to work, but for some reason it was so laggy when I had the other camera that like I just had to use my webcam. So we'll figure it out eventually. But thank you guys for sticking with me. You can hit me up in the chat if you want to say hi and respond and talk about certain, certain things, respond to the stories. It'd be super awesome because it kind of allows me to interact with you guys and you can kind of dictate the flow of the show. So, yeah, my water's going to go soon. But yeah, we can get into it and we'll see who pops in and, you know, we'll figure it out. We'll wait a little bit more. I can update you guys on my week. So we're still working on thesis, and that's going pretty well. We finally got it into a direction that I'm pretty happy with. So, you know, it's a monster film for the most part, and it's going to take a lot of work. But I'm forming a great team around me, and people that I'm really excited to work with. So it should be crazy cool. We finish up the script hopefully by the end of the month, and then we'll move into the actual production process where we go and shoot the thing. So, and you'll get updates. I almost said updates. You'll get updates, obviously, on that, which would be super cool. I want to take a minute, and we're at 6 concurrent viewers. That's awesome. We're up to 12 likes already. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being here. A couple things that I want to bring to your attention. We are at like 67 subscribers right now, and that blows my mind. Thank you guys so much. If you're new here, you can hit the subscribe button. It really helps out a ton. Hit the like button. Engage in the chat and the comments. It really pushes the YouTube algorithm, promotes engagement. So the more you can engage, even if you just have to drop by the stream and hit a like and you got to leave, that's totally cool. It's all good. But yeah, if you want to help out the channel and kind of support the channel, there's a tip link in the description. So you just go to the description. You can hit that tip link, and then you can send like $1, or you can choose the amount, but the lowest is $1. That really helps out the streams as well. And we also have a link to my Patreon down there. We do exclusive live streams there and exclusive commentaries. So I'll do some commentaries to some movies, and then you can sync it up with your movie and like watch my commentary. And then there's also going to be I'll probably do some consulting stuff on there too with editing and post-production. And then we have a bunch of other fun things that we're planning that I'm super excited to launch once we get into it. So, but that's going to be down the road. That's not right now. But hey, I'm just excited, and I'm really thankful for the growth. Everyone that supports me, super awesome to have the support for me to keep doing this. So, yeah, again, thank you guys. Any support that you can show is greatly appreciated. I'm going to have a lot more of my friends and my colleagues that I work with. They're going to appear on the channel. I actually did an interview with one of my cinematographer friends who's working in Unreal right now. Unreal is like a gaming engine, basically. And so he just started working in the gaming engine, and I just interviewed him about his kind of first process in that in that world. So I'm going to cut that interview, and then that'll be up on the channel probably next week, Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday probably. That'll go up. So super excited. But with that said, those are all the updates I have. But yeah. So Wanda says that it looks good and looks clear and sounds good. Yeah, I mean, it's a little fuzzy, it's a little dancey and stuff. Once we get a better camera, I mean, I have a decent camera. I was going to use my phone, but you know, it is what it is. It's totally fine. You guys, the important thing is that you guys can see me, you guys can hear me. We're all good. So let's take it into the first topic. The first topic. All right. Let's waste no time. So Kathleen Kennedy, I could pull up the article here. Let's see. No, I have other articles that I'll show. But we'll jump into the first one. You can also too. I forgot to mention this. You can join the Discord. So there's a link down in the description as well to our Discord channel. That's basically just kind of like a server that you can join, and you can kind of post stuff like memes or like clips or movie stuff, whatever. I just kind of built it, so I have to get it all up and running. But you can go and join that, and then you can, post all sorts of cool stuff. I'm going to post there daily on stuff that I find interesting, about Batman, about Spider-Man, all the fun stuff that I enjoy. You'll get stuff on there, so you can interact directly with me through that. So I mean, here's, the chat's cool, but then also in the Discord. So definitely that's something that we just got going and will be super cool. But so Kathleen Kennedy is the CEO of Lucasfilm, and she is in charge of basically all the things at Lucasfilm, which makes Star Wars. Bob Chapek, who is the CEO of Disney, recently gave an interview, I think early this week, or was it this weekend or last week? I don't know. Gave an interview basically talking about how she is going to be involved in the future of Star Wars, and they're super excited to have her be around. She was in charge of the sequel trilogy, and she was also in charge of Mando, so the Mandalorian. So there were rumors that she was going to step down in the next couple years. She's kind of divisive among fans. Some people like her based on the choices she's made. Some people don't. I have my own opinions about her, but ultimately I respect her because, like I said, and I'm going to, I say this almost every time I do a video about filmmaking or film people, but filmmaking is not an easy task. Making a good film is not an easy task. So I have immense respect for people who do it on any level. If you pick up a camera and if you try to make something, because I mean, there's a lot of people who don't, or there's a lot of people who are, whatever. But it's very cool to, I don't know. Am I a fan of every decision she's made? No, definitely not. But that's just the creative business. That's the business we live in. Sometimes you make creative choices and they are good creative choices, and you make choices that are bad and they don't work, and that's fine. She's actually produced a lot of stuff that we watched as children. So if you think about, so she apprenticed, or not apprenticed, but she was a producer on almost all of Steven Spielberg films. So E.T., I think her first film was Jurassic Park, or no, Indiana Jones. I think Indy was her first film that she was a producer on with Steven Spielberg. But anyways, so all the Indiana Jones, E.T., Jurassic Park, other stuff that I can't remember right now. And then eventually when George Lucas sold the Star Wars brand and Lucasfilm to Disney, he promoted her to the CEO of Lucasfilm. So yeah, she's very good at her job. I just don't necessarily, I don't know, some creative choices. I would have done the sequel trilogy a lot differently Maybe one day we can make a stream, or I'll do a whole stream where we'll talk about the sequel trilogy and I can give you my thoughts. Who knows? Yeah, Wanda says, wow, she's been around for a long time. Yeah, no, she's been around for like 34 years or something like that. 35 years, 34, something like. It's been a while. So yeah, she's no schmuck. She knows what she's doing, and that's why. I mean, sorry, I bumped the mic. My ear itches. Oh my goodness. Sorry, this is live, so you guys are just gonna get it all. It's gonna be wild. My glasses are all messed up. Jeez, Tyler, get it together. But yeah, no. So that's that. So she's going to still be involved. There was, like I said, there was a division within the Star Wars community. Some people like her, some people don't. And some people, I mean, you know, some people really don't like her, and want her gone. I don't know. I can, you know, she's a producer first, and not necessarily, because what producers do is they make sure that the movie has the funding and that kind of the ball is rolling and that the director has everything that they need to make the movie. So it's not necessarily like they can be heavily creatively involved and they can kind of dictate from above, you know, they can kind of push a production, or they can have a really hands-off approach sometimes. Shannon knows. Welcome, Shannon. Shannon is actually a producer on a film currently, and he's also writing his own it's not little, but his own pilot. So Shannon knows exactly what it's like to be a producer. So Shannon says, what would be interesting would be to find out how much creative control she had or did she handle more of the business aspects of producing. Hi, what's up, Shannon? What's up? Yeah, no, that would be, you know what? And that's going to come in when she writes her book. That's going to, we know this. When she steps down from Lucasfilm, she's going to write a book and she will tell all. That's probably how it's going to go. But, you know, but I'm just going to assume, interview him. Yeah, no, definitely. Shannon, we'll definitely get Shannon on if he wants to come on. Definitely. I would be more than happy to have Shannon on for a bunch of stuff. I'm actually working on the film. I'm actually crewing on the film. So, and if Adam wants to come on and talk about the film, I would totally be down to promote the film. Speaking of, I'm gonna plug the GoFundMe. So there's a GoFundMe for their film that they're actually they're gearing up to produce, or we're about to shoot, and so we're raising money. So there's a GoFundMe. I will put the link in the description of this video so that you can go support them. I should have done that before the stream. Sorry that I didn't do it before the stream, but I will definitely do it right after the stream. I will get that link and it'll be in there. So come back, and I will also put it in the Discord as well. So. Oh, of course. See, that's this is my thing, man. This is what I want to do. This is, you know, I started this kind of like as a hobby, and I mean, I do this all the time. I talk about movie news, but I also want to create a community of my peers, because I have a lot of people around me that are creating a lot of different stuff. And so if I can be a platform and share a lot of people's work, and if we can create stuff even together, and if I can share my own work, like it's a thing that's been kind of calling my name and kind of been like, hey, you should do this because you can create a platform that helps other people make stuff and create things and be creative and teach people how to be more creative. And this seems like a right thing to do for me. So I'm super stoked. And I can't wait to work on the film. We'll see how much time I have, but I'll be able to shoot some behind the scenes stuff, probably a little bit, and then I can create some sort of thing. And I'll put it up here. And if we can interview Adam, and Shannon about it, sure, that'd be awesome. But I definitely will play. Well, I don't know. They might put it in festivals. So the thing with festivals is, if they're gonna go to festivals, then we can't show it on the YouTube. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah. So that's the story. Kathleen Kennedy is sticking around for years to come, is what Bob Chapek said. So, like it or hate it, that's what's going to happen. And like I said, she's responsible for some not so good decisions, but she's technically also responsible for something as, say, like The Mandalorian. She's very responsible for that too. She's responsible for the good and the bad. So you got to take it how you take it. But yeah. So if you're new here, if you've come by, drop a like. Hang with me in the chat. You can comment. You can subscribe. That would be great. Come by. We're talking about movie news. My name is Tyler Babb, and like I said, we're a super new channel, and we just started up. I've been doing this for this is the second live stream that we did, but I've been doing this for not even a month yet. I don't think. Yeah, not even a month, and we're already at 67 subscribers, man. So thank you so much. The community is growing. I can't thank you enough. I mean, it's so cool. But we're just talking about what we love to talk about. I mean, honestly, I know that there's people out there that love the stuff that I love, so I'm just trying to connect with them, Building the network, you know what I'm saying? It's a way to build the network. So I'm excited. Oh, thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. That is awesome. Hopefully people come in and can share their thoughts. But yeah, we can move on to the next story unless you guys want to talk about something else, or if you want to bring up something. But if not, we can move on. My water's getting low, so I think what I'm going to do is there's Katie. I wasn't sure if you were going to show up, Katie. You gotta be, keep it, don't be heckling it too much. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go. If you guys don't mind, I think I'm gonna go get my water. So I will be right back and get some water, because if I don't right now, I'm gonna be dehydrated. Ooh, that's not good. So I will be right back.
Just give me what you take when you go. Just give me what you take and it's all on me now. Just give me what you take when you go. No, no. Just give me what you take and it's all on me now. Just give me what you take when you go. Just give me what you take and it's all on me now. Just give me what you take when you go. Just give me what you take, 'cause you make me feel nostalgic for something I've never felt before. No, 'cause you make me miss it, want it always, leave me wanting more, wanting more.
Misa back. I'm back. Okay. Sorry, just had to go get some water, but I'm back now. If you're new here, if you just dropped by, we're talking movies, movie news. That's what we do on the channel. You can like, you can subscribe, you can comment in the chat to interact with me as we move on. It's so funny. I just thought of this. I totally forgot to make a graphic for a topic that I wanted to bring up today, And so we'll definitely talk about it, but I didn't make a graphic. So, oops, my bad. And it was actually going to be the title of the story, or of the video, but I totally forgot. So, but it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Let's go back here, and we will get to the next story. All right, next story. A cocaine bear. Yes, you're seeing that, right? That's a cocaine bear. It's a bear with some cocaine. What is going on, Tyler? Why do you have a bear with cocaine? Well, there's a story. There's a new movie that's being developed by Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Those are the directors, of the Lego movie, and I think they produced Lego Batman, and then they also directed Star Wars Han Solo Star Wars story. I'm gonna sneeze for like 2 seconds. I'm gonna mute it because it's gonna get loud. Okay, I'm back. So Phil Lord and Chris Miller are producing a movie about a cocaine bear with Elizabeth Banks directing. Apparently, there was a bear back in like 1985 that like swallowed like 70 like pounds or something of cocaine, and so they're making a movie about it, and Elizabeth Banks is directing. I found that hilarious. Like I was like, oh, wow, we'll include that. Yes, Kathleen did fire them. Maybe because they pitched the story about the cocaine bear, and she was like, "No, get off my set." But yeah, no, it's a real thing. So, and I don't know if it's going to be animated. I'm assuming it's going to be a comedy. I would assume. Don't know if it's going to be animated though, but you know, who knows? I have the article up here, so we can. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. Elizabeth Banks is set her next directing gig, inspired by an almost unbelievable true story involving cocaine smuggling and a 170-pound bear. Banks is signed on to direct Cocaine Bear. Now, I don't know if that's the title or if that's just kind of what they're calling it in the article. Which is described as a character-driven thriller inspired by true events that took place in Kentucky in 1985, produced by the Lego Movie filmmakers Phil Lord and Chris Miller. As such, the project also serves as a reunion for Banks, Lord, and Miller after the actor voiced Wildstyle in the animated franchise. Lord and Miller's production banner, Lord Miller, will produce the project as part of the duo's first look deal with Universal Pictures. Interesting. Well, I guess that makes sense, because didn't Universal produce Lego Movie? No, that was Warner Brothers. Because they did Batman. Huh. I didn't know they had a first look deal. Okay, so what a first look deal is, and Shannon can correct me if I'm wrong. So what a first look deal is basically they've signed an agreement with Universal that any idea that they come up with or that they want to produce, that they pitch it to Universal first. And so Universal has the option of making it or not. And if they pass, then Phil Lord and Chris Miller can go somewhere else to make it, but they have to go to Universal first. So that's what the first look deal is with Universal. That's what that means. Let's see. It says the script from Cocaine Bear comes from Jimmy Warden, but additional information around the project is being kept under wraps. So yeah, this is pretty new. Now back to the bear. According to a New York Times report published in December 1985, the bear died of an apparent cocaine overdose found by the Georgia Bureau of Investigations in northern Georgia. Among 40 open plastic I almost said cocainers. Which I don't know if YouTube's hopefully I don't know if YouTube's gonna like get me in trouble, if I'm gonna get in trouble for saying that on YouTube. I have no idea. I guess we'll find out. Among 40 open plastic containers with traces of CC. I don't want to say the word anymore, but yeah. So that article is in Variety, so Variety.com. You can find that article if you want to go read the rest of it. It's not that long, but that's the gist of the story. And yeah, I'm going to get back to the chat. Got to get back to the chat. Shannon in the chat says, cocaine Wookiees. And I'm like, cocaine Wookiees? Cocaine Wookiees, yeah. Katie says that it all happened in Kentucky and Florida. Those are two very different spots. So I'm curious. Do you have more information on this? Because I don't. I've never even heard of this. And how did it happen in two different spots? I don't know. Interesting. Just call it Nose Candy Bear? Yeah, probably. YouTube won't figure it out. Maybe, I don't know. YouTube's pretty, they're kind of strict. They're definitely kind of strict. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, what do you guys think? Are you excited? Are you going to go see it? It's Universal, right? So it's going to be, I'm assuming it's a comedy, right? Like Phil Lord and Chris Miller make comedies. Katie says, it didn't happen. Oh, message. Oh, she got rid of the message. I was going to read it. She got rid of it. So I didn't even see it. But I'm excited. I think, you know what? We can go into the next story. Or the next topic that I wanted to talk about, but I didn't make a graphic for, which is kind of, so the, what's Shannon say? I'll be interested in seeing a trailer. Yeah, for sure. It didn't happen in those two states. It's just a strange, dumb thing happened in those states. Oh, it's just that strange, dumb things happen in those states. Yeah, I mean, strange, dumb things happen everywhere, yeah? I would assume. I don't think any state is free of their fair shares of dumb things happening. But yeah. So the next story that I wanted to talk about and kind of bring up, but I didn't make a graphic for, is it was brought to my attention earlier in the week that there's no more, for lack of better terms, eroticism in movies anymore. And what that means, I mean, you can take that term in many different ways, obviously, but I was watching a video and then there's an article. I should have got the article, but they basically just talked about how everything is so tame now in terms of even like relationships, and they brought parallels to Pepper Potts and Tony Stark, and how like we barely ever see them kiss, and like we barely ever see them like touch each other really, and it's very much they're always kind of standing like a foot apart from each other. And they brought some references in from like back in the 90s and back in the 80s when it was just a lot, like movies were just a lot grittier. And then they talked about how even just the bodies of these actors and the shape of leading men and leading actors, where, now you have Henry Cavill and Chris Evans and all these superhero guys who are super ripped, but then they brought, it's like, but back in the day, like the hero character, right, or your protagonist, like could have somewhat of a gut and could be kind of, like not super chiseled. And then they also went in and they went and talked about the set decoration. So the houses and the sets, and they're like, everything is pristine and everything is clean and nothing looks like it's lived in anymore. And it's a fascinating article. I'll link it in the description. I'll find it and I'll put it in the description after the stream. But it was just, it got me thinking like, oh yeah, like we've totally kind of PG-ified these movies. And it makes sense for like a Disney property, but it's kind of everywhere. Not everywhere, obviously, but in the mainstream. It's definitely toned down, and it's not as raw, and it's not as gritty as it used to be. Yeah, we don't really see people like having sex, and like we don't see that anymore. And it was just, I don't know, it was a super fascinating article, and kind of inspired me maybe to like bring some of that back, possibly. But I don't know. I'm always like trying to pay attention of like what things, especially nowadays, if you're a creative, it's like what can you mine from the past and kind of bring back in a way that people might miss, because I think we are supposed to. I mean, there's the whole climate of, obviously you don't want to influence people to act out or treat people badly, but I can see how if you grow up seeing people stand 5 feet away from each other and never kiss each other, like I just I don't really know where I'm going with this topic. I thought it was fascinating because I thought it was very true that we've treated our films and our media and specifically films. I mean, music videos are a different story. Everything's and you can have your preference. I'm not saying that like if you're totally cool with the way things are, then that's fine. That's your preference. But I definitely noticed the difference in today's films for sure. All right. I thought we had more comments, but we don't. So, but that's kind of all I have to say on that subject. To be honest with you, I don't have much else other than it was fascinating. If you're new to the stream, like the stream, we're talking about movie and movie news. That's what we do here on the channel. And then I also I try to educate people on how to be filmmakers. So if you can be here on the stream and you can find some sort of educational value and learn a little bit more about filmmaking and how films are made, the kind of the business side of filmmaking, that's super cool. That's what I'm here to provide you. So if you like that, give the stream a like, hit subscribe, because all sorts of videos are coming. I review feature films, I review short films, everything in between. It's pretty great. I want to start maybe reviewing some music videos too. I got a lot of stuff planned. I'm super stoked. Like I said, we're super small right now, but we will grow. The community's growing. There's a Discord link in the description. You can join my Discord, and you can interact with me when the stream is not live, like when I'm not on stream. You can interact with me and post cool videos. If you're an editor, you can send your cuts there, and I'll watch them, and I can give my feedback to you. If you have a short film, you can throw it in the Discord, and I'll check it out, and I'll give you feedback. And it's also a way to it's a promotion platform, so you're able to obviously I'm pretty open to a lot of things, so I'm not gonna you can swear in the Discord. I'm cool with that. So I'm open, but don't harm anybody. But like with words, keep it, just be a nice person and share your work. That's all I say. Be respectful, be nice. We're here to, it should be a collaboration tool. You should use it to connect and build your network. That's very important. So you should use it wisely. Yeah. But I'm trying to think about, I'm waiting for more comments, but if there's no comments, then we can continue. We can totally continue. It's totally cool. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes. Less than 2 minutes. Let's be real. If you're new here, we're at 13 likes. That's pretty awesome. We're still going. We're still good. We're still good. So that is important. I'm just checking stuff to make sure that we're all good. But yeah. So yeah, we can move on to the next topic. If I can scroll over here. Goodbye, Cocaine Bear. Bye-bye. Boom. Oh, it's the blue people. Ho, ho, ho. The blue people. Wanda says, I'm sitting here thinking about movies and sex scenes. I'm racking my brain for a recent film I've seen that had eroticism. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely not seeing it in any Marvel films. Definitely, yeah, no. It's like almost completely gone from movies nowadays. Like if you think about how movies were back in the day, as opposed to how they are now, Yeah, I mean, it's like it's almost completely gone. And even just like, I mean, just the way that like, like because I grew up on Power Rangers, and even that, and like the whole Space Jam controversy and everything with Lola Bunny and everything, even though she was like a strong female character in that movie. That's what I don't understand. Like if you watch the Space Jam film, like she was the one teaching the people how to play basketball. Like she was the one showing the guys how to play the game. And she was easily the best one on that team. So it's whatever. I don't want to get into that controversy. If you want to look up that controversy, you're more than welcome to go ahead. But that's kind of my stance on the Lola Bunny controversy there. But yeah, no, they don't really. It's crazy to me because like I had crushes on female characters, and like the Pink Power Ranger, and like other characters that were in my media, and I wonder if that happens now. I don't know. And speaking of eroticism, this movie, Avatar, how they're filming the new ones, and how much of that is going to carry into this world, because this world is very much attached to nature, and kind of, what I'm saying, they're running around and they have no clothes on. So like I just wonder, and again, this movie came out in a very different climate than today. So what does it look like when the new one comes out? Or I mean, they're filming two at the same time, so their second one and the third one are filmed at the same time. Either way, I don't know. And it's been like 12 years since this movie came out, so just I don't know. I mean, James Cameron's pushing the technology, so I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. But yeah. Shannon says, I just don't want to say anything and get canceled. Yeah, no, I feel you. I feel you on that. We live in that world now, don't we? But I'm trying to not be afraid. And, I'm going to put myself out there, and I'm going to say what I believe, And I'm going to stand by it. So, we'll see. But, yeah. I feel like in Marvel, it's not a priority to the viewer. Yeah, no, I don't think it belongs in Marvel films at all, really. But, I don't expect anything. And they, earlier when it was before Disney, because you got to think about the Iron Man scene in the first Iron Man when he sleeps with the reporter. But that was before Disney owned Marvel. That was back, Paramount made that movie with Marvel Entertainment. So that was back in the day before Disney came aboard. Game of Thrones. But is it erotic? Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, that's the difference, right? There are movies that and eroticism is more than just sex, obviously, but it's like, yeah, it's just like, it feels like it's kind of been sucked away from our movies, in particular our movies. Shannon says, I give you mad props for it. Yeah, man. I mean, I guess I'm stuck between the older generation and this newer generation, realistically. I'm not in the new generation, what is it, Generation Z or whatever. I'm not in that camp. And, I'm just not in that camp. But then there's the older generation, like the generation that Shannon's a part of. And my uncles were a part, I'm not a part of their generation either, but I'm kind of in the middle. Which I I'm not saying that I want to be in the Gen Z, because I feel like Gen Z, I'm not going to say anything. I could go on and on and on, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stop right there. I'm happy with where I'm at in terms of my generation, where I land. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, so why, again, I have the Na'vi up here. Why? That's their name, right? The Na'vi. Yeah. So apparently China is going to re-release Avatar in the theater, and so the whole question is, should the box office of this re-release add to the box office that it currently has? And so Endgame just beat it barely, and it just needs 7 million, I think, to pass Endgame to be the number one highest grossing film of all time again. Both properties, by the way, Marvel, Endgame, and Avatar, are owned by Disney, if you didn't know. Yeah, because they bought Fox, and Fox made this, so now Disney owns this as well. Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, the debate is, should the box office contribute the money that it makes? I think it should. I mean, Disney's been doing this a long time. Disney is not new to re-releasing their movies in theaters, and so it's just kind of what Disney does. So yeah. Wanda says, I didn't think Avatar was that great. I remember falling asleep every time I tried to watch it. I did eventually finish it. Okay, here's a question for you, Wanda. Did you see it in the theater, or did you just watch it at home? Because I think those are absolutely two different experiences. And I think this is definitely a theater. It's a theater film. Like, you had to have gone to the theater to see this. And maybe I think that's why they're re-releasing it, because obviously they want it to be in the lexicon again, because James Cameron is releasing number 2 next year, I think. So obviously they're doing this to get it in people's minds again, because it has been so long since this movie came out. Wanda says, I was also one of those nerds that was like, they named it Avatar. That's my show on Nickelodeon. Yeah, no, I was very confused by that as well when I was in high school when this came out. So I was like, oh, an Avatar movie, and then we ended up getting an Avatar, like Avatar: The Last Airbender movie, that was not good. So Shannon says, I agree it should too, if the theaters are willing to put it on the screen. It should count as a cinematic release. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of just how it goes. She said that I didn't see it in the theater. You know, that's okay. I don't know. If I wasn't into movies, right? Like, if I'm thinking about it honestly, if I wasn't into movies, I probably wouldn't have gone and seen it either. But it was so hyped up, and it was. I mean, the marketing campaign for this was pretty wild. It was like, you got to see this movie. I remember it. You know, you remember it being like, this is James Cameron's Avatar. You know, and then years later, it's just like, the staying power of this movie didn't really. I'm gonna take these off, but the staying power of the movie didn't really happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many people dress up for Halloween as a Na'vi? Not many people. So I wonder. It could fix it. You could fix it with the sequels. You could. I know James Cameron is actually he's shooting 2 and 3 back to back currently right now. So we'll see. And if they can be amazing films, and if you can make them come out a little bit more frequently, and you don't wait 12 years in between movies, maybe the characters will be. But I don't think that's what James Cameron wants to do. You know, James Cameron doesn't want to make franchise movies. You know, this is his world he's created, and I think he's going to play in this world for a while. So, sorry. I almost said sorry says. Sorry says. Wanda says that her phone keeps lagging. So sorry if my responses are delayed. Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good. Shannon said that it still made over $2 billion. And the studio have invested $1 billion for the sequels. Is that how much they invested in the sequels? Is $1 billion? That's pretty wild. That doesn't surprise me though. And I'm sure James Cameron's pushing the medium for sure, and it's gonna look beautiful. I mean, in 2009, it looked beautiful already. So I can only imagine how awesome it's gonna be when we do see it. And I'm always, like I said before when we started the stream, anybody that makes films, I have massive respect for, because it's super hard, and not only that, but it's super hard, like, to keep your energy up. Like, you also have to think about this. I mean, he's lived with this property. I think he wrote it in '97 or something like that, or maybe earlier, and then they made it in 2009. the first one. And now he's still lived with it for 12 more years. So he spent a ton of time with this property, and that alone, you just kind of have to kind of respect somebody who develops so much of this world for such a long period of time in their life. Because there's a thing called burnout. And, we've seen it happen in franchises before where, like, creatives just get burnt out, and they don't want to work on stuff anymore. And they're just like, this isn't fun anymore. So how he's been able to do this and only release one film, that's what kind of blows my mind. I'm like, what does he have planned? Like, what could he possibly have planned? Because he's spent, like, this isn't just like, I'm going to pick up a camera and, like, this year we're going to make one of those Avatar movies that I have, like, sitting on my shelf. Like, no, I don't think that's the case. What has he got planned, Who knows? Who knows? Shannon says, yep. Just did a distribution case study on Avatar. Oh, you did? Oh. You know what? You may have to, if you're comfortable with that, you may have to come on the channel and discuss that, because I think that'd be great information for our viewers who want to understand what a distribution case study, like what distribution is. So if you want to come on and talk about that, you don't have to, obviously. Or if you just want to pass me the information and then I can relay it to my people, like, that'd be cool. But I definitely want to get that information to my channel. That'd be great. Oh, the idea came to him in 94. Okay, so even longer than I said. Well, that's crazy. That's wild. If you're new here, why did our likes drop? Our likes dropped, guys. Our likes dropped. Someone is not happy with me because, oh my goodness. It's down to 9 likes. Someone is not happy. Multiple people are not happy with me. Oh yeah, definitely. I'll let you know when. We'll get that moving. Definitely. Let's move on to the next topic though, because that topic's a little short. So, the main topic for this evening. The main topic: WandVision. All right. So obviously the title of the video, why fan theories are ruining, or are fan theories ruining our enjoyment? So that's kind of where I'm at right now. Basically, are the fan theories that come up every single time specifically with WandaVision, is it ruining our enjoyment or other people's enjoyment? Are you buying into fan theory so much that it's ruining your experience when you actually watch the thing that the creators have created for you? And it's something that's out of the creator's control, right? Like the stories are already written and the stuff is already shot and it's premiering weekly. So they have no control. Like, they can't change it. So they've written what they've written. Now, you could say, I guess, maybe it's not necessarily the fault of the creators, because they know that this stuff is coming. They know that the fans are going to speculate. They know the fans are going to, they just know. So I wonder, it's just, again, it's another interesting topic that I wanted to discuss, because I think it's very important. While it's cool to speculate and it's cool to have fan theories, you need to kind of check yourself at the door. When you're about to go into a film or a show, obviously, yeah, you can have things that you want to see, but you got to also know that it might not happen. You know what I'm saying? It might not happen. And you should be okay with that. And that shouldn't at all affect the way that you see them, that you watch the material. You should judge the material based on what they present to you, not what you come up with in your head, basically. And yeah, I mean, because the same thing. Like, I have theories about Spider-Man, of course. The new Spider-Man movie, like, I have stuff that I want to happen, but I understand that not everything that I want to happen is going to happen. And some of the crazy stuff that's been rumored probably won't happen. But I can dream. I can, you know what I'm saying? I can be a dreamer. I can be someone who wants Tobey Maguire to come back. I can be somebody who wants Andrew Garfield to come back. But if it doesn't happen, that's okay. I want to see Tom Holland finish his Spider-Man arc. I want to see him evolve into the true Peter Parker and kind of take him, do his journey and explore his villains. I'm totally cool with that. They don't need to, but they will. I'm sure they'll do a multiverse. I can see it now. Wanda says, I like all the theories. I like learning about I like learning about comic storylines. Holy cow. Jeez. I'm like hiccuping because I'm talking so much. She says, about the comic storylines, and I love that the show still surprised me with a new and different story. Yeah, I mean, it's very much about, it's a character study, right? Like, it's very much about Wanda and her grief. And like I kind of figured that. I was like, oh, it'd be cool if this character showed up. It'd be cool if Mephisto showed up. It'd be cool if Doctor Strange showed up. Like, of course. But I realized that, like, ultimately this is Wanda's story. And then as you got later into the series, you definitely realized that, like, it's not going to happen. You know? It was like, no, because to flip it this late, if you're like, because they dropped little hints, and they did. You know what I'm saying? They definitely teased us a little bit there. I think they played with us, but unintentionally, like I said, because this stuff is made and it's written so far in advance. But I think they did it as like little hints, because when Agatha mentions the devil, because when Dottie's like, oh, the devil's in the details, and then Agatha's like, that's not the only place that he lives. You know, that's not the only place that he lives or that he's in. It literally, but again, I think maybe Mephisto's coming later in the series. It just didn't happen in WandaVision. Like, that's okay. So, yeah. Just kind of, proceed with caution and have your expectations checked at the door before you go and watch something. You know what I'm saying? It's very important. Because it can paint the way that you view things. And I thought the series, you know what I'm saying? And you know what? We can talk about the series. It's done. Spoiler warning. I'm going to spoil WandaVision. We're going to talk about it. Unless I get an absolutely, like, outpour of no's, then I won't. And I'll just kind of give my general thoughts about it. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It depends on what people want. I can give you my thoughts, all my thoughts, or I can keep it kind of tame. I'll start tame. I enjoyed the film. I enjoyed the series very much. To have an MCU project that was so laser focused on one single character and her grieving, I thought was super cool. And I can, and I'm kind of jealous that I'm like, man, why didn't we get, like, if we could have had this in-depth thing, but on Tony, and if we could have had, like, a series on Captain America, like, I'm kind of jealous that we didn't get that. I'm kind of jealous that Disney didn't just be like, hey, we're making a streaming service, like, a decade ago, and then we explored all these characters on the streaming service. Times are changing, so what are you going to do, right? But I don't know, just some stuff I think about from time to time, and I'm like, man, if we could have got like a mini series of just Tony Stark and delved into, like, his alcoholism and, like, got into that whole thing, and, like, even when Rhodey takes up the Iron Man mantle, like, that's cool. Like, War Machine's awesome too, but, like, that, I don't know, that whole storyline was super awesome, so yeah. Wanda says, seeing Evan Peters was cool, but I hated knowing who was at the door. I like being surprised. Oh, yeah, true. See, I'm the type of person where, like, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me to learn about spoilers, because I'm very much attracted to the interpretation. So I can know a piece of information from a comic, right, or from a theory or whatever, that, like, I love to look at that stuff, but I'm always interested in the interpretation and the execution of that idea. So it's like, oh, how are they going to do it? And in this one, it was like, he's in the costume, and it gave them the ability to be in their comic book costumes, but in, like, a fun way that actually, like, was believable. Now, would I watch a whole entire... Could they be in those costumes for the whole series, and would I believe it, and would it be awesome? Yes, because I really loved that WandaVision costume. The Halloween costume, that was incredible. Yeah, I'm not going to lie, I love that. So, yeah, you just love it. No, it was awesome. It was super cool. And the head, like the crown headpiece that she's got, so cool. Yeah, the other one that she got later in this, like at the end, was fun, but I loved like just the solid red one. It just looked more comic accurate. So as close as you can be to the comics, I love and I dig. Wanda says, I'm not disappointed about not getting anything that's been theorized. I enjoy it. Yeah, no, definitely. I think Paul Bettany was a standout, man. Like, was incredible in that. Like her and Paul, their chemistry was amazing. They carried the film. I keep calling it's a film. Whatever. WandaVision is a film. Whatever. They carried that so well. And, man, I can only, and I wonder if we're going to get a season 2, right? I wonder. I know we're going to get Spider-Man. I know we're going to get Doctor Strange. So, you never know. But yeah. I'm super excited. I enjoyed it. Actually, tonight at 2 or whatever, if that's what you call it, or tomorrow, whatever you want to call it, we're going to actually get the making of the series on the Disney Gallery. So if you have Disney Plus and you go onto the Disney Gallery, there is going to be a making of little hour-long thing probably about how they made the series. And so that's going to be premiering tonight, and I cannot wait to watch that. I might react to that. I might actually just react to the whole thing on the channel. That'd be kind of fun, so be on the lookout for that. And, yeah. But I enjoyed, if give WandaVision a try if you haven't seen it yet. Ooh, Shannon says that he wants the X-Men, and I want the X-Men too. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, yes, I do. I want it too. I want it too. Oh, I'm excited for the X-Men, man, because that opens a whole can of worms. And not only that, but it's like I said, you could do easy. You could easily do like 20 more years of X-Men. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be like, okay, okay, we played around with the Avengers, like, oh, that was cute, but okay, world, get ready for 20 years of X-Men. Probably more than 20 years, you know what I'm saying? So, I apologize for the noise in the background. If you can hear the noise, I apologize. It's pretty loud out there. Let me know if you guys can. I apologize, because to me it's pretty loud. But we're gonna continue. Somehow we dropped down to 7 likes. That's okay with me. That's fine. We were up to 13, but then we dropped to 7. I don't know what's going on, but that's okay. Are we going to go to another story? Do we have another story? No, we don't have another story. So that's all I got for you guys tonight. I hope that you guys had fun. Thank you, Shannon, and thank you, Wanda. You guys stuck with me through the whole stream. That's pretty awesome of you guys. I thank you so much. Shannon hit it right on the nose. I think you actually might be right. I'm actually surprised that they didn't shut down the stream, but I can almost guarantee you that that's what happened. And if this is like the lowest performing video on the channel, then Shannon may be right on the nose there. Pun intended, right on the nose. So yeah, and if that's the case, then we won't. Well, not only that, but so we talked about that, and we talked about. It's so funny though, because I don't think it happened. It didn't happen when we talked about the nose candy bear. It happened when we talked about the other stuff. It happened when we talked about eroticism. I'm gonna say it again, and the likes are gonna drop. But that's exactly what happened. As soon as we started mentioning that, that's when it dropped. So I guarantee you that's what it could be. One of those two, or maybe both. So yeah, who knows? This video is probably not going to be performing very well, but that's okay. it's fine. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, same thing with Twitch, too. I know that Twitch is very much like, you can't talk about anything like that. So, I know, right? It's going to go down to, like, 3, and we're going to be like, okay. So, but yeah, no. I know at least, I mean, I liked it on 2 of my profiles. So, like, we'll see. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys being here. We're super young right now. We're super new. But I cannot believe that we're already at 67 subscribers. Like, that's incredible. Like, that's wild to me. That's the case. So crazy. I hope that this grows. And again, like I said, I really want this to be a platform where people can showcase their work. You know what I'm saying? I want to interview independent filmmakers. I want to review their work. We have some other videos on the channel if you are here. So I put up one of my short films that I directed. One of my first short films that I directed a few years ago now is up on the channel. It's called Reach. And then I reviewed yesterday, I reviewed a Batman short film from Bat in the Sun. It's called Batman Dying is Easy. So that review is on the channel. I'm super honest in that review, to be honest with you. Like, when I review movies, I want to be open and I want to be honest with you. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat my feelings. If I liked it, I liked it. If I didn't, then I didn't. And I'm gonna tell you why I didn't like it. And I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna back up my claims. I'm not just gonna be like, that movie sucked. Blah 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 blah. La 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 la. Same thing with my friends. Like, if I have friends and they come on in the movie, you know, I want them to be honest about their movie. This whole channel, I want to be about growth. I want people to grow as creators. I need to grow myself. I'm not perfect by any means. Shannon knows this. I struggle with writing right now. I cannot write. I've come along, especially this last class that we had. A lot of more things have come into focus, but I'm still struggling with writing my thesis and my films and getting my stuff done. It's super difficult. But I think the biggest thing is, like, I'm doing what I love, all with this, but also too with film and with post-production. Like, I've been doing it my whole life. Shannon will see my presentation, because we have to present our entire body of work. And so Shannon will see that, and I think I'm interested to hear what he has to say after he sees that, because that's a trip, even for me. Like, it's wild, because we're going way back, and so it's super fun to see the work progress. It's almost like, it blows my mind when I look at it. I'm like, whoa, because I've lived the experience, but seeing it all happen in an hour and a half, it's unreal to me. It's crazy. So it's going to be a fun time. But I can't put it up on YouTube because I have copyright songs in there from music videos that I did way back when I was younger, and so they can't go up on YouTube. So I don't know, maybe a Dropbox link or a Google Drive. I tried to upload it to Google Drive, but it was like, it just was taking forever. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, there's a link in the description. You can join our Discord. If you want to support the show, you can do it in a multitude of ways. 1, you can subscribe. 2, you can donate to the Patreon. Again, basically what the Patreon is, it's like a monthly thing that you can give, but it's literally like $3, it's $5, $10. You pick the amount you want, and it goes directly to me, and it helps get better equipment. It helps make short films. It helps me donate to other people's short films, other colleagues, and basically just allows me to create more content on the channel. And you get access to exclusive stuff. Like I said, I'm going to do commentaries on the channel. I'm going to do more tutorials on CG and editing, and all sorts of stuff is going to go up there. It's going to be a fun time. I'm really excited to build that community. Also, too, Discord. You can drop a Discord, or you can go to the Discord, sign up for Discord, and we can be in there and talk. The Snyder Cut is coming. Get excited for the Snyder Cut. I got a lot of stuff planned. So for the Snyder Cut, what I'm going to do, and if Shannon wants to jump on that too, Shannon, you can totally jump on the thing I got planned. But I'm going to have a couple people come on as like a panel discussion. I think right now we have like 5 or 6. Majority of them come from my school, but we're going to have like a panel of people that are going to discuss their thoughts on the Justice League movie. So I cannot wait for that to happen. It's going to, who knows how long it's going to go for, but I'm super excited to hear. I mean, a lot of these guys like are super DC fans, and so I'm super stoked to have that discussion with them. Like I said, thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to take one last sip of my water. Yeah, man, the Snyder Cut, it looks crazy, dude. I mean, and these little teasers that they're dropping, I'm getting more and more excited. Like, I think it's gonna be crazy. Like, I have like high expectations, but I think it's gonna be even higher. Like, I cannot wait. So, oh yeah, thank you. So, Christian's here. Christian's actually gonna be in the discussion. So yeah, no, I'm excited. I cannot wait for the discussion to happen with all you guys, and we can just nerd out. I mean, it can be good. I mean, I hope it's not terrible. You know, I mean, it's not. I think Zach is gonna really like push it. You know, everything that I've seen, I'm just like, oh, and visually, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can tell, and there's just something about like creatives when they like, I don't know, like I feel like he came back with this, and he's like, okay, I got something to prove now. Like, I'm gonna put my stamp. Like, this is my Justice League. And like he can come back strong, where obviously, you know, he had to leave for reasons, but like I feel like, yeah, this is him being like, this is my Justice League, and you're gonna watch it and you're gonna enjoy it a lot. So I'm excited. You can tell he's very passionate about it, the way that he talks about it, and the show, not the show, but the images and everything, like the vibe that I'm getting from it, it's very, very much Zack Snyder. And like I said, I appreciate anybody who puts that much effort and that much passion into what they create. Because like I said, it's not easy, guys. Remember, filmmaking is not easy. And it's a passion project for a lot of people who make a lot of creative stuff. Just like this. This is a passion project for me. I love doing this. The show, some of you may know, but some of you may not know if you've made it this far. The show happens every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. We have the rendered image after dark. It happens here. I'm going to cut it up into segments so you can watch your favorite segments or whatever. There's also a playlist so you can catch other episodes that we've done. And yeah, I'm super excited. We're super small, but we are going to grow. Thank you so much. And I think that's it. I'm going to go. I've been talking and ranting for a while now. So I hope you guys have a good night. I'm going to stay up and watch WandVision, the making of, and then I'm probably going to pass out. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.